Boogie2988 is a YouTuber with over 4 million subscribers, primarily known for his Francis freak out content, along with some video game industry commentary sprinkled in. Over the years, when your fanbase usually gets around this size, you're going to have a lot of supporters as well as haters. And Boogie has quite a few detractors. The primary community that would hold Boogie accountable for some things that he said online was a subreddit by the name of Sam and Tolkien. Now, to my surprise, the Sam and Tolkien subreddit has actually been deleted. And the first thought I had is I know Boogie has to be happy because to him, the way he explained the subreddit whenever he would talk about it, it seemed as if these guys caused him a lot of problems. But that's neither here nor there. So now let's fast forward. There's a YouTuber, or ex-YouTuber, I believe he lost his channel, by the name of FrankHassle. FrankHassle and Boogie have been going back and forth for what it seems like to be a couple of months, each explaining their grievances with one another on an episode of Drama Alert that aired on Storyfire.
You should be very glad you didn't step on my property, okay? And I highly recommend you don't. It'll be the last decision you make. Okay, I've played around with you. I don't know what your obsession is with me. I don't know why you think I got your YouTube channel deleted. I don't know if it's because you're mad I got your subreddit deleted. I don't know who you are. I don't know what your problem is, but I have no problem ending you if you can come here. Okay, I told you very clearly. I don't give a shit what happens to me, and that's fine. But if there's a risk for me, my dog, or my roommate, I'm gonna take self-defense caution. I'm gonna do what needs to be fucking
very
done.
over dramatic and should consider taking your anxiety medication or something.
Well, I did take my anxiety medication tonight, man. And this is, do you understand that this is what you do to people? Do you understand that this is what you're doing to me? You've picked somebody with post-traumatic stress disorder to target with this type of wrestling. What the f are you doing in Fayetteville, Arkansas? Why did you travel several states to pull this shit? What the f is wrong?
Let's try to.
Now, a big thing here that has a section of the community seem to be somewhat divided between the YouTubers being on Boogie sides and some members of the audience agreeing with Frank is that Frank went to Boogie City to troll him and said he was going to show up to his house, which I personally haven't seen one YouTuber say that Frank should have showed up at Boogie's house. I think personally, when it starts to hit a point where it's like, yo, I gotta see you in the real, maybe it's gone too far, but we'll get on that a little later. So when Frank showed up to Boogie's crib, he's knocking on his door, he's telling him to come outside, he calls him a fat Boogie goes and gets a gun, who's apparently is his best friend's gun. He opens the door, he's aiming it at Frank, saying he's gonna fire a warning shot, which Frank replies, do it now. He fires it in the air, and then he's saying that he's gonna shoot him next. Nothing really came from this. Frank ends up leaving the property, and then we go back on social media, which now the outcry for the most part has been a lot of support for Boogie, saying please do not show up to YouTubers' houses. Even if it does make for some very entertaining content, you got to understand how things like this could go left. And I'll even admit my own hypocrisy. Some incidents I have seen where that does go to real life, some have been, I'm like, man, that's really weird. And then some have, I've laughed at. Like, for example, if we just go back to the Crumb side, Jack Move, Hard 8, when I take that 6-hour road trip, it's probably some of the funniest content I think I've ever seen on this website.
I'm not playing with you, bruh. I'm willing to lose it all, my nigga. I swear to God, bruh. I'm willing to lose it all. Y'all think I'm playing? Y'all gonna keep thinking I'm playing. I am 100. I'm not like the rest of y'all ass niggas, dog. I'm not finna bow down to no nigga, dog. Ever.
While others such as people trying to hack Wings of Redemption's bank account, or people showing up to LTG's job and taking pictures of his car and going in and saying they're gonna bring their brothers to harass him at work and try to troll him, I think that's when we start taking a step back and saying like, yo, what's really happening here? What could this person have done to bring it to this level? Now let's fast forward again. So last night, Mundane Matt, he was firing up a stream, he was talking about this, and I guess he's a little skeptical about everything that was happening surrounding this situation with Boogie, and he's voicing his concerns. Boogie came on the show highly upset.
All right, Boogie, is that you?
Yeah. Can you
Hey,
hear
what's
me?
up, man? Yeah. Listen, I don't know if you're paying attention or not. I'm talking through this thing.
I'm gonna be very short because I've had a very long day.
Yeah, I'm just talking it through, man.
No, you need to stop propagating that this is fake.
Okay.
You need to stop considering that idea. I do not think very little of you, but you must think very little of me to think that I would fake something like this.
I'm not. It's not that I think little of you.
You shouldn't even be talking about that, Matt. You shouldn't even be talking about that. There's a 0% chance that I'm such a worthless piece of shit that I would fake something like this. There's a 0% chance that anyone I know. I don't even think Onision would fake something like this.
Well,
okay? You must think so little of me. You must think so little of me. You must think so fucking little of me.
Boogie, I don't think little of you. I don't, not at all. That's
why
I like.
Accuse me. Do not.
I'm not accusing.
Like
but when I approach these subjects, when I approach them from multiple angles, I ask myself every available question that I possibly can.
Well,
I ask myself.
You're encouraging a lot of other people to think it's fake, and this is my life.
Okay,
this is my life.
Okay, I apologize.
Check the police blotter. Check the police blotter.
I did look at the police blotter.
Do you think the police are going to lie for me, Matt?
No, I don't know what the police. All I saw was that they responded to a call.
It's a shooting, Matt. It says shooting.
And that's why I was asking.
There was a shooting.
Yes, and that's why I was asking if it was.
Because there was a shooting, Matt. It says shooting. You think the cops are going to lie for me, Matt? It's a shooting because there was a fucking shooting.
I never said that there wasn't a shot fired. I'm not disagreeing with that notion.
Fake. None of this is fake.
Okay.
This is my life. That man is a sociopath. He came here to do me harm. I fired a gun in self-defense. That's the reality. I don't know why the you want to pretend it's fake. I don't know why the you want to propagate the idea, but do not do that. This is my life.
I understand that. I get that.
This is my life.
But when we talk about
a real person,
I know you are. I've met you multiple times.
I am a real person. This is my life.
I've met you multiple times.
I've had
a
very long day. And you invite me to this live stream. I click on the link to listen to it, and I have to listen to you accuse me of being such a low piece of shit that you think I would fake something like that. You shouldn't ask questions like this. Hey, do you f your own mother? That's a question I could ask.
No.
Do you molest children, Matt? That's a question I could ask.
No.
But I would never think so little of you.
I would
never think so little of you. So do not think so little of me to think that I would fake something like that. That is disgusting. That is disgusting. That is disgusting. You are disgusting. I can't believe that I have backed you so many times. I can't believe I have supported you so many times, and that you sit here and accuse me of faking something.
I'm not.
This.
I was actually, what I was getting to was like, I was wondering if there was going to be a setup.
Were you not aware that I've been listening for the last 5 minutes?
And I'm sure you have been, but I also was asking a question earlier that the train of thought was like, okay, what I'm wondering here is, were you set up? Was there a play? Because the other players involved are involved in deep levels of trolling and manufacturing drama for a multitude of reasons. So when I look at the people that are involved, especially Keemstar being involved, and I know exactly what he's done to other people, and I'm wondering, were you played, or I'm wondering if you were involved, and you are denying that. So cool. I appreciate that. But when I'm talking about the being played aspect of it, there is something about this that, to me, as an objective-based individual who views everything as much as I possibly can, that something about this feels off.
Well, here's
I don't know what it is.
Truth. Here's the objective truth. Okay.
Okay.
3 months ago, this sociopath decided I was his new target so that he could gain clout by trying to destroy me and destroy my life. Okay. He apparently was posting on that little subreddit and was reading that every day and believes that I must be a child molester, believes that I must be a liar, believes that I'm some sort of womanizer, believes that I abused my ex-wife. Okay. And decided to make it.
Well, I don't believe any of those things.
Well, but he does. Clearly he does. That's what he said on Keemstar's podcast last night. Okay. He believes that I got his YouTube channel shut down. He thinks I'm you.
Honestly, this puts me in a weird position because I'm like, man, I you know, my rule of thumb is, I think when you do anything, when you're purposely flagging and stuff because you don't like what people are saying, you shouldn't be given a platform on YouTube. But then when you see somebody's just getting torn into like this, is, you know, you kind of feel bad for him. It's one of those situations. It's like, oh man, I feel bad for Matt having to sit through this, because if you just look at the situation, Boogie in the past has faked being swatted. So when you see a lot of stuff surrounding Boogie, one should be skeptical. One should say like, hey, you know, is this real? Because I think a big part of Boogie's personality on YouTube is being liked. And I always think sometimes when we see these scenarios that happen with him, it almost seems as if, how can this be used to sway public perception back in his favor? Because if you look at Augie RFC's Twitter, he put up a Twitter poll saying, who do you stand with this? And truthfully, people were more supportive of Frank going to Boogie's house to troll him than the guy being like, hey man, you know, that's just something you shouldn't do. Especially what we've seen on YouTube. There's been YouTubers that have lost their lives over this. It just can be, you know, it can be some real weird stuff. Does Frank Hassle strike me as a person that would have harmed Boogie? Truthfully, no. But nowadays, you can't even be sure. But Big Rob, what about Boogie threatening to kill Frank? Well, Johnny, let's go ahead and go down this path. Well, I guess I should mention that, yeah, in the Drama Alert interview, Boogie really became unhinged and he was talking about laying Frank down. That's, I feel like, what escalated this. I think a lot of online interactions, especially when people don't like each other, one side escalates and the other side either escalates back, so it's like who keeps powering up more and more on some Dragon Ball Z stuff, or one side says, you know what, they're gonna bend the knee. Normally, that's how I viewed a lot of interactions online. And I think, truthfully, with Boogie, he runs into a lot of people that have a tendency to bend the knee. Outside of detractor communities, I noticed that they never bend the knee. They will always escalate further and further and further. So he could not get Sam and Tolkien to bend the knee and to feel sympathy for what was going on with him, as a lot of the reception for the people that didn't have a chance to use that subreddit was usually very negative towards Boogie and very skeptical to anything happening with him. I feel like when he's dealing with people, maybe other creators that are making content, this action works very well on them, but I'd argue that it didn't work very well when dealing with his detractors. When we talk about escalation, I think when you're dealing with somebody, Frank strikes me as a little bit of a troll in this community. Kind of gives me like that Ice Poseidon vibe, where it's like, yo man, anything is entertainment, everything can be entertainment. So with a gentleman like this, I think it's fair to say that he wasn't ever going to bend the knee, especially to a threat. If anything, that gave him more ammo to say, oh, word? Now I really gotta go get this for the video. But I'm not gonna stay here too long. That's everything that's currently happening with Boogie2988. Personally, my thought, don't show up to people's houses. If it's online and you want to harass him or troll online, then I mean, you can't stop somebody from doing something online. But when it starts going into some real life stuff, if we're swatting people, calling people's family members, anything where it goes strictly from, hell, I'd even argue the website that it's happening on. But I know that's asking a lot for people not to like maybe take it over to Twitter and stuff. But personally, if it's happening online, keep that shit online. I don't think anything ever needs to hit a point where we start going offline for things. So that's all I really got. Personally, I'm going to see how this develops over the next couple of days. Look forward to reading your thoughts down in the comment section as always. If you want to check out the Patreon, have over 48 hours of additional content. And also give me a follow on Twitter while you're at it. With that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Everybody have a great day, and I'll talk to y'all soon.